Thank you.
Thank you. Have a little cuddle. Hello. Hello, Zion.
Do you have children?
No, I don't. I've got loads of nieces and nephews, but I can never name. But yeah.
Oh.
So my dog is my baby now. Yeah.
I bet you're the best auntie.
Baby, snap a photo. Anywhere you there, baby, me I wanna go to. Anytime I see you, be like say I want to loto.
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. This is such an exciting video. I've been really itching to get this out.
Yeah.
Meet our wonderful little boy. We have named him Zion, for those of you who don't know. He is just wonderful. He's beautiful.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yes, and he came into the world in such a wildly wonderful way.
Mind blowing.
So this is our birth story, and if you remember our first birth story, it was just me and my little darling girl who I'd just given birth to. Well, this time I've got not only my wonderful son, but also my wonderful husband, and it's for a reason. He is a part of this birth story in a way that you would not even imagine. So make sure you grab your blanket, grab your popcorn, because this is going to be heated.
You're such a hype man.
And we've been so excited to tell you this story, so let's get into it. Yeah, it's just, I don't even know where to begin.
Where do we even start from?
It is nuts. And this is a type of thing that can only happen with us, but our story in general, our love story, our journey together has been full of so many different random moments, but this has to be the most random of all.
This tops it all,
it
basically.
tops it all. Yeah. So let's start from the top.
Where do we start from?
Zion was a total of 4 days late. Zoe, who's our firstborn, was 2 days late, so he was 2 days later than she was, and I was freaking out at her time. So this time I was like, dude, are you gonna come out? And I really wanted to avoid being induced. That was one of the things that I was just like, no, I've heard so many horror stories about that. Don't want to get an induction and then have all the pain come at one time and it just be ridiculously intense. And me and you were talking about it a lot. I was saying to him, oh, I don't want this to happen, la-di-da, and then he was like, oh, don't worry about it, it will happen when it's supposed to happen. And that was actually our prayer. We were putting a lot of time into praying about Lord, take the wheel. Whenever you want it to happen, it will happen, and the way you want it to. But then also, if you haven't seen our last birth story, you can click there to see it. But in my last birth, it was how can I describe the last birth? It ended up being fantastic, but it was such a roller coaster.
Yeah, it was really up and down. We had moments when we thought it was gonna be the scariest thing ever, and then within 5 seconds, everything just changed. Literally, so it was just up and down. But ultimately, it was amazing, wasn't it?
It was, and it lasted hours. Took ages, and I was just when I remember, Andy, do you remember? We heard a baby cry next door or something. A lady had just given birth, and I started crying because I was like, why is the baby not coming out? I was just oh, it was so intense.
That was really difficult.
It was difficult, and it was a really challenging birth. So because of this this pregnancy and birth, it was just my prayer, my own little thing with the Lord, saying, I don't want to have any interventions in birth. I don't want any complications in birth. I just want to have a really enjoyable pregnancy and a really enjoyable birth. So I've been hearing on the streets, that there's people who are enjoying birth out there. So I said, hello, that I should be part of that crew. So because it was getting late, because I was getting late, by the time we got to 40 weeks, when it got to the due date, I was already taking loads of raspberry leaf tea, lots of walks. That's actually what helped me induce labour last time. So it was mission induced labour.
Yeah, we literally went for, I remember we walked for 45 minutes at some point. It was ridiculous.
I'm sure it was even longer than that. It was a really long walk one afternoon, which was great. And it was in an enjoyable way. It wasn't oh, I really need to get this baby out, and that is a stressful point.
I'm sure we vlogged it anyway. So
it's the last vlog that we uploaded. So you can check that out. So it's we were taking lots of walks and just enjoying each other's company, because we knew that as soon as baby comes, a lot of things are going to change.
Yeah.
Zoe was already at grandma's house at this point as well, so it was just like us two having like our time and just finishing up the nesting bits and bobs.
Yeah, just wanted to create that atmosphere where we felt like we're very prepared. We felt like, obviously Zoe's a beautiful girl, but we felt if Zoe was at home, then it would have been a lot of work.
So we were doing lots of induction techniques, and then the day that I actually went into labour, should we go from the day or the day before? Anyway, you can watch up to the day before in the vlog. So, the day that I actually went into labour, I was on FaceTime to one of my friends, and I said to her, oh, I've been having like lots of pain in my hips, like really low down, which is different from last time. I've never had, there's this condition that some pregnant women can get, where they get like quite a bit of pain in their back, in their hips, that kind of thing. And I never had that. So I called my midwife and I asked her, why am I getting this pain? Does it mean that labour's starting? Because I had no signs of labour up until this point.
Literally, we went for like an hour-long walk on the day, so she wasn't feeling uncomfortable in any way, shape or form. It just felt like a normal day. Yeah,
it was just a very normal day, apart from this pain. And then my midwife was like, oh no, like it could just be that funny pain that a lot of pregnant women get. It's just that you're getting it right at the end. And I was like, oh, what is this? Like, who sent this? So I said, okay, fine. Got off the phone, got on with the rest of my day, very normal day. And then in the evening, I was on FaceTime with one of my mummy friends, and I said to her, this pain is actually quite consistent. Well, it will start and then it will stop for a while, and later I'll notice it again. So I said, I'm getting it more regularly now. It was actually becoming a little bit more frequent. And I was like, I'm sure this had something to do with labour. It did not feel like contractions though, very different from. It was just like kind of like an irritating pressure in my back. And then, then she said, oh, it could be the onset of labour, how exciting. And I was like, oh, possibly, I don't know. Anyway, normal. AJ's coming back from the gym soon, so we're going to go on another walk. We were like on mission walk. Yeah. So AJ got back from the gym, we were ready to go on this walk, and then I said, okay, bye friend. Like, it was literally, got off the FaceTime call, went out. So we went walking just around the neighbourhood, and during the walk I kept stopping, didn't I? Yeah. Like, I kept stopping, like just feeling a little bit of like more pressure. And
which I felt was quite unusual actually, because like we like usually Tem was the one saying, because obviously naturally.
What are you doing, little man?
Uncle's like, hey guys, stop talking about me. But yeah, usually I'm more apprehensive, because I'm thinking, look, you're over 40 weeks pregnant, let's be careful. But Tem was usually the one that's like, no, let's go. But it was like the opposite this time around. She was almost like stopping a little bit, and I'm used to Tem being like, oh, let's go, like I want to push this baby out. So I was a bit confused. I was like, surely it can't be, like, you would know if you are feeling contractions, right?
Yeah, and at that point I said, no, this is definitely contractions. But then I started to panic, because I was thinking, I'm really not managing well.
Yeah,
like, if this is early labour, then
you started freaking out, because you're like, what? Like last time I was comfortable all day.
I was like, babes, it's like period pains. I was here talking up and down thinking, it's labour, honey, I'm all over it. Meanwhile, it was going to level up like stupidly later on.
Later on, she couldn't even talk.
Yeah, I could not. So I was like, if this is early labour and I'm feeling like this, my goodness, my pain tolerance has taken a massive drop. And like, it was something that I started to feel a little bit like anxious about.
You were a bit scared, I remember.
Because of how long labour took last time, in my trajectory, I said, okay, this is the easy part. Later on, it's going to go nuts. So,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you were thinking, like, if this is the start, then what would do?
I was like, yes, please, like, rescue your girl. So I started feeling really worried. But then I said to myself, okay, there were some techniques that helped me last time. I tried my best to labour at home for as long as possible. So that's something that helped me be further along once I got to the hospital. So I said that this time as well, I'm going to try to labour at home as much as possible. So let me try the techniques that helped me to manage the pain last time. So we carried on the walk anyway. This is just what was happening in my mind while we were walking. And we got to a junction just down the road. And then I said, let's carry on. Like, we're trying to get this baby down and out. And then AJ saw that I was struggling this much, like during the walk. He was just like, look, we're going home right now.
I told him no. She was even getting upset with me. It almost became a case of, why are you trying to stop me from walking? But, as I said, because knowing fully well that after walk, I was the one like almost like thinking, come on, let's go, which is unusual. So the fact that she kept having to stop, I was like, you know what? I don't even know if she's in labour right now, but it doesn't seem like a smart thing for someone so pregnant to be going even further when they're clearly uncomfortable. So I just forced it. I was like, please, let's go.
I was like, look, I want to carry on. He was like, let's go home. He's so no nonsense.
I literally
okay, you go.
I literally just went anyway. So I went towards, it's like we're at a junction where we could go left to go home, or like go right to carry on. And I was just like, look, you can go, but I'm going. Obviously, I knew fully well that she won't go on her own.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, I'm free. You know, well, previously I was doing Bottomman. But anyway, so we ended up coming home. Thank God for him, right? I say this all the time. This guy is just like A1, because if he didn't say go home... Anyway, let's carry on with the story. So basically, we got home, and then I was watching on TV, Built to Birth. I can't remember her name, but there's this lady who has this program called Built to Birth. She's on YouTube, fantastic, lots of breathing techniques and all that good stuff. She recently gave birth, and I was watching her birth video. She was coaching through how she had a positive birth, and then me and you were watching it at the same time, so then we could learn the breathing techniques and apply it. While we were like, there was definitely contractions by this point, because it was really consistent. And then also I started timing contractions as well. So they say when it's your first baby, if your contractions are within 5 minutes, I think, or something like, or 2 minutes, I can't remember. When your contractions are really close, that's when you start getting ready to go to the hospital. But then because I had a baby less than 18 months ago, they actually say that if contractions are happening within 10 minutes of each other, like within 10 minutes, then go to the hospital. So at this time, contractions were happening around just a little over 10 minutes. I said, let's wait a little bit more, you know, because like there's still some time. I would rather labour at home as much as possible. So I so I was timing the contractions, and then they started getting a lot closer. But then I was like, what's wrong with this app? That's what I was thinking. I was like, why is it not timing contractions properly? Because it was saying go to the hospital really early. But last time it did that, it was a little glitch that it had. So I was like, oh, it's probably like glitching again. Because I mean, I've only had to use it once before. So yeah, I was like, oh, it's probably just glitching. It's fine. Let's just, you know, I was like breathing through the contractions, but really struggling. So because it was such a struggle, I decided to go into the shower, because taking a bath last time really helped me in early labour. So I was since this is early labour, let me go take a bath. So
no, you should talk about how you wanted to start vlogging.
Oh yeah, so this happened to me twice now. Okay, so I always start. I really had like a whole vision for a birth vlog as well.
She was ready. She had it all planned out.
Yeah, I was thinking of like the little clips we'll put, like, you know. So it's gonna be so artistic, guys. So you missed out. But at the same time, like, I prefer this birth far more than what that could have been. So I went to the shower, and then I gave AJ my phone and said, "You time the contractions for me." So we went upstairs. Yeah, so I went upstairs to the bath, and then I could really feel this pressure low now. Like,
I was scared, honestly. I know it was more about you, but at this point I was just confused, because she just started wailing, like she started shouting. And obviously you can imagine from my point of view, I'm not a woman, but we've gone through this procedure once.
It wasn't like this. We were nothing like that.
Like labour technically started like 30 minutes ago, and she was shouting like...
No, it wasn't 30-40 minutes. It was literally like 20 minutes ago.
That's the point. That's literally proving my point, because at that point I was like, this just started. But she was like shouting out, and I was like,
I said the pressure's really bad. And then I remember I said to you, like, I'm really not coping. I'm not coping.
And then she started crying, and I was like,
and AJ was like, don't worry, we'll get the epidural again. No, epidural is bae. Like, I'm actually an ambassador. Like, I don't even care. I would have taken it with bliss. But I was thinking, now I need to get to the hospital. Now I need to get into the room. I need to get assessed. Then I need this to happen. Then I need the anesthetic person to be free to now come to me and then put the epidural on my back. I was like, I don't have that time. Because I was like, so intense.
The pain was so,
So, I was like, as he was coming to tell me that I could have an epidural, I was like, no, I cannot even fathom having to wait for anything. Like, it's it's just so difficult already. And then he was like, okay, get into the shower, like, you'll be fine, like, you know, that kind of thing. And I was like, all right, let me try this water technique, because water did help me last time. So then I got into the shower, and then the pressure got really, really bad. Low. Like every time a contraction was coming, the pressure, oh my god, was intense. And I was at that point, my mind was blown because I was thinking, oh Lord, don't tell me the baby's gone back to back again.
Oh yeah,
because Zoe went back to back. After my waters broke, and I could feel a lot of pressure in my back because of that. And I said, oh my gosh, what if the baby's changed position? Now he's back to back, and that's why this is so difficult. I was like, oh Lord, I was so worried. I was like, yeah, I'm not surviving this. Deuces, see you later. Like, I was ready to like abandon ship. I was like, no. So I got out of the shower after one particular contraction. I said, okay, maybe it's because I need to go to use the toilet, and I didn't use the toilet earlier. And then that's what's becoming the problem. And then, so I went to go and use the toilet, and at that point...
Let me just say something, guys. When it comes to pregnancy, this is where literally any form of, I need this form of privacy jumps out the window. Because, like, my girl was just like, AJ, like, she called me, and she was literally, she wanted me to be there while she used the toilet. Because she did, like, it's like the pain was so intense.
I was like, I need supervision.
She didn't care.
Once I went to use the toilet, well, actually, I went to use the toilet, but I didn't actually end up using the toilet because my water broke literally as I sat down.
The second.
Yeah, but it wasn't like just like a normal like little break. It was a burst.
Like
Did you even hear it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
I was in there.
Oh my gosh! I was like, is this in my head? It was actually happening. Like I felt like I was in a trance. Like I was just like, what?
Yeah, what just happened?
Yeah, and it was just so much gushing liquid everywhere, and I was just like, I think I gasped really loud actually, and then I said, let's go to the hospital, because I realised that something abnormal was happening here that did not feel normal whatsoever, and like I started to feel really panicked because I was just like, my waters have spontaneously erupted before, but it felt like just baby's head just like dropped like this. And then it's okay, it's go time, whatever, that kind of thing. But this was like, baby felt like almost all the way out. Like it just, as soon as my water burst, like the baby dropped ridiculously low. And I was like, oh God, like nothing, it didn't occur to me that possibly the baby could be on his way right now. I was just thinking like, it's just odd.
Yeah.
Like, and then I remember saying to AJ, we need to go to the hospital. Right now. Yeah.
You didn't even make it 2 steps before you dropped on your leg.
Yeah. So I went 1, 2, not even 1, I think I went 1.5, like out of the bathroom. And then my knees just gave way. Literally. And then I was on my knees, and then I was on all fours, and I felt like I couldn't move. I feel like as I'm moving, like the baby is going lower and lower. It's not making sense. So I was like, what on earth is happening?
Were you thinking all this? Because what I saw was just someone shouting.
I was shouting up and down. No, I can't even lie. I'll say it on my chest. Like, I was shouting up and down.
Yeah, but of course you were, mate.
Yeah, no, because I was really scared. And also, I was just like, what is happening?
Yeah, no.
It was 100%. Like, oh my gosh, it was just the strangest thing ever. Because I just felt the baby was so low, and I was like, what does one do when this is happening to them? Like, is this meant to be the case? So I was screaming at him, like, so what did I ask you to do? Oh yeah, no, because things were happening really, really quickly. Like, at the point where I felt like baby was like ridiculously low, I was shouting and I said to you, can you call the ambulance?
Oh yeah.
And then you're like, oh, I'm already doing that.
Yeah.
And then you were on the phone to the ambulance. You're like, yeah, my wife is like in labour or something. And I was like, I'm literally upstairs pushing. Like, what did you think at that point when I shouted that I was pushing?
Already, it was quite obvious that something was going weird.
Yeah.
So I wasn't necessarily just realising that. It was more of like panicking about getting help, because I just felt like the ambulance or whoever it was that was going to come needed to come.
Yeah.
So my attention was not really about what you were saying, because it was very obvious. My attention was more with who I was talking to.
Yeah, trying to
because I was losing patience. Like, we need help right now. Because literally, the first thing she said is, "Oh, get some towels, get this." I'm like, "Are you okay?" I'm not telling you I'm a doctor about to do. I said, "I'm getting you to realize that someone is literally going into labor right now." And then that was literally like Tema was shouting, the lady was talking. It was just
going on.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And you know what? As we was calling for the ambulance, they actually ended up arriving more than an hour later. Honestly, it was like almost 2 hours, if not 2 hours. It was crazy.
Yeah, they can like over an hour.
Yeah.
Over an hour later. So literally, it was just both of us.
It was the two of us, and I was like, yeah, I'm pushing. And now in my head, I was freaking out because I was like, neither of us know what to do. But then AJ came back upstairs with the operator on the phone, and he was just like, yeah, like, Temwa, it looks like we're gonna have to give birth at home. But don't worry, like, you've got this, like, you're strong, you can do this.
In my mind at that point, I didn't believe anything I was saying, but I've got this natural tendency, even with I tell her all the time, whenever you do something to me, like, that scares me, my face is going to be as straight as anything, but my brain is like, there's like a party, just like, everyone's going crazy. And that was exactly what happened at that moment, because when that lady told me, you're going to have to deliver this baby for your wife, I was like, what on earth is happening? Like, are you crazy? I was about to freak out, but at the same time, I just knew that there was nothing to do. Like, no matter how much I tell her, like, she's crazy or why can't someone come, like, it wasn't time for that.
Yeah, so even if they were on their way, period. Like, the baby was actually born.
Like, literally. And then Temma was saying some scary stuff as well. Temma was like, oh no, I need to stop it. I need to stop it. And I'm like, look, I don't know about medicine, I don't know about birth, but you don't stop labour, you don't stop something that's meant to happen naturally. So she started crossing her leg. I literally had to move her leg apart, like, you need to let it happen. And I told her, that was when I told her basically, like, I'm going to have to do this with you, so just calm down. Because I was trying to make sure that she was as relaxed. Obviously, she's not going to be too relaxed, but as relaxed as possible. And anything dangerous, like crossing your leg or stopping the birth. Obviously, she was panicking. She didn't want it to happen at home when it was just both of us. She wanted professionals, but yeah.
And I was really, like, part of my mind, I was scared of tearing.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was like, what if I'm pushing too early? You don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or what if something is, like, in the wrong place or whatever? Yeah. Like, we don't know what we're doing. So let's just wait until someone comes.
Yeah,
that's what I was
There was no
thinking.
time for that.
But there was no time. And actually, you know what? Like, one of my things was, like, because I had an epidural last time, I was like, oh, I wonder what natural labour feels like. And my philosophy was, if natural labour is too hard, I'm gonna, like, just get the epidural. Because, I mean, the whole point is having a healthy baby and not, like, tearing myself apart, because why? So I was thinking, we both don't know what we're doing. I could tear. I've never torn before. I didn't tear the first time. So, yeah. And also, like, we don't know what's going on in there. Yeah. But then, the thing is, like, I feel like my body was pushing so naturally. I wasn't even putting much effort into this. Like, the baby was just coming out. Like, it was like butter, like, just leaving the system.
It took time, though, let me be honest with you.
Yeah, it did take
And guys, my eyes are seeing things. Oh, my God.
My mum was like, when my mum first saw him, she was like, do you need a therapist?
She said, I need therapy. I was like, you're right. Because my eyes, I've seen things. I know every guy that has ever been with his wife in the hospital and, you know, had to help, I said the same thing. But imagine if it's just you.
Yeah.
Just you. And you literally have to be there. Like, where the action is taking place on your own. And you have to navigate and literally push things. Anyway, it's well.
You've done well, my dear.
It's well, but guys, it was crazy. I know she went through the craziest
thing. This is like bonding, marriage bonding, times
literally times a billion.
Yeah, like, because how many people, a lot of people have given birth, but how many people have just been themselves, you know, as a couple, giving birth to a child?
Honestly, my eyes saw things, because, and then, like, I literally saw the baby's head, and that was when I was like, literally, I just had to get in place. And then I kept the lady, like, not quiet, but I made sure Temma couldn't hear the lady too much, because Temma wanted to hear the lady. By the way, I'm talking about the operator that, you know, 999 basically. But I didn't want Temma to hear that, because I didn't want it to get confusing for her. I just wanted to relay the information. So I was trying to keep that information to myself and then tell Temma whatever it is that they were telling me. And then that was when I was just basically telling you, okay, push, or like, don't stop it, and like literally all this information. I was freaking out, honestly. And I think what was scary for me was the moment the baby's head came out. When his head completely came out, because not just crowning, initially I could see the top of his head. But when he came out, honestly, this sounds scary, but it's true. He came out and his face was just straight. Like, literally I could see him because he came out right in front of me. My hands were there and he didn't move. It literally, although it was just his head, it was just like that, literally. And his eyes were closed. You couldn't see any movement in his face, nothing, and I was just scared. Like in my mind, I was just like, God, no way! Like we can't go through all this to just have a, you know, like a negative situation. I don't even want to think about it. I just started in my mind, and obviously I couldn't tell Tim with this. I was like, oh, he looks fine, but in my mind, I was literally getting so scared.
Yeah, and me too, because I was expecting to hear an instant
like
cry.
A cry, yeah.
Yeah.
So literally, I was telling her, no, it's all good.
Yeah, like his head's out. His head was born like immediately, and then, it was just the rest of his body that needed to be born. So that's a bit where I had to like push for, like wait for a contraction, and then push.
But then it was almost like when you pushed, when his shoulders came out, that was when he just let out some big cry.
So once we heard baby cry, we felt so much reassurance. Well, because obviously I'm at the front, he had all the action at the back.
All the action.
Congratulations. So I was just there like, oh, thank God that I can hear a cry, because I was really worried about that. And I think that even I can hear the relief in your voice as well.
Yeah,
like, oh, he's fine.
Because for me, that was the sign that, okay, you know what, we're good. Technically, once the baby comes out and everything's on, and I can see things, and I can see my wife is not torn as well. So it's like in my mind, I'm like, yes, this is the main bit.
I applied technique to make sure
I had to touch certain places to because
anyway,
you know the operator asked me basically to put pressure, and you know, it was an experience. At this point, just relief.
We felt so much better. Like, oh my God, thank goodness.
Yeah,
baby is okay, and he looked great as well.
Yeah, he looked calm, and then I had to run out of the house like a madman because
we needed a piece of string. So, guys, ladies, listen up. If you're pregnant, right, be prepared for all eventualities. This is what we did not do. Yeah. We had to get a piece of string. Where on earth is a piece of string in our house?
That's for a piece of string. I was baffled because, like, for everything else, towels, all the you know,
blankets,
everything they asked for, I understood.
Yeah.
But then she was like, get a piece of string, and it has to be sterilized. It can't just be like some random lace from your boots, you know. Yeah. And I was just like, what? Like, literally, she was like, you need that because you need to tie the umbilical cord. And I was like, what are you talking about? Here is me literally around 10 p.m. in the night.
Wife has just given birth in the hallway.
Literally.
Yeah, so context, guys, this was in the hallway upstairs.
Oh yeah, it was in the hallway at home. And then I just ran out the house like a madman. Bearing in mind my hands has all kind of stuff on it. Knocking on random doors at 10 p.m.
And the neighbourhood we live in, everyone goes to bed at 7.
Literally.
Like, all the lights are off in the neighbourhood.
It's very quiet. It's like a little village for young families. Everyone's in bed. You know, you don't want your baby staying up past 8. So most people, literally, all lights were off. And you know the funny thing, as I started shouting and knocking on the doors, I can literally see like...
Were you shouting?
Yeah. Oh. I can literally see... Why would I shout? Mate, this is my life.
Excuse me.
I literally could see all the houses with their lights just coming on. Like, and it's like
dominoes.
You can just see the lights coming on and people opening the curtain, and like, I bet people thought I was crazy. But you know, when you just don't care, because this is my life. I don't care what you lot judge me if you want, but this is life or death for me. So I was just knocking on doors, and literally, as you would always have it, nobody was opening up. And then fortunately enough, there was this lady, she gave birth not too long ago. They've got 2 kids as well, funnily enough. They've got a girl and then a boy. So it's literally just like us. And then fortunately enough, when I knocked on her door, she was confused at the start because she was hiding behind the door like, why is this black guy knocking my door
oh my God,
at 10 p.m. And then I was like, please, my wife is just giving birth. Like, I need a piece of string. I need to tie the umbilical cord. I went straight into it. And then she just ran. And then I saw some weird dog. I was like, don't even come.
Yeah, because I'll kick you in the face.
I was like, don't come close to me. And then, then her husband came as well. And then he was like, oh, what do you need? And then they were so helpful, literally, because they got
we actually need to go to them and be like, baby was fine.
Oh we've not actually gone to say thank you, but they just handed it over, and it was sterilized as well, which is exactly what we needed. So I just grabbed that and I ran back.
And by this point, while he was out, I was at home giving birth to the placenta at 11. Which was like nothing. Like, I just literally dropped out. I was like, oh wow, that happened. I was just more concerned that Zion was looking good. And
no, he was. Oh my God! The second I held him, I just felt so much joy and relief. I felt joy and relief at Zoe, but it's like all the action was done for me.
Yeah.
This was me literally
in
there.
the action. Midwife Angie to the rescue. Hello.
You're such a bitch.
He needs to do like some midwifery training for like.
She keeps saying that literally like all this.
He needs to do courses, honey. Hello.
Okay, are you done? Are you done? Okay. Anyway. So yeah, we're still on the phone, by the way, to the ambulance. To the operator, who is still not here, even though we called like an hour ago.
Yeah.
And then they just told me, to tie the umbilical cord. You know, this particular like area, like oh god.
Yeah.
My brain right now, it's like I'm going back into it and everything's just going through.
Like going back into
you know what I mean? But yeah, tied the umbilical cord, and then that was when we just actually had time to finally relax, and then we looked at each other like
and then we started making jokes. I was like, remember when I was like, call the ambulance? And then he was like, he needs some milk.
He needs some milk. Well, guys, it was crazy.
It was
I feel like even at that moment we looked at each other like, did this actually
just happen?
Yeah.
We were like, no. Because we've heard birth stories before, but like, as in just a couple in their house, randomly.
Yeah.
And also, the thought came to our minds that if we tried to make our way to the hospital earlier, would have given birth in the streets.
Car.
Like would have had to stop the car somewhere. Or if I got my weight and we carried on walking, I would have given birth on our walk. Like on the road in a corner, we would have had.
So if I didn't force you back home, we would literally just have.
See, so listen to husbands sometimes.
Sometimes.
It was part time, you know.
You're not serious. But
thank God. So we knew that it was the Lord's doing. Like He orchestrated everything. And also, I would have much rather stayed in my house because being in a comfortable environment really helps with labour. And just
by the way, guys, sorry if you can hear sound effects, it's because Zoe's downstairs. She's eating and singing along to Old MacDonald. So if you hear any random noises, it's because our baby girl is just chilling in a corner.
Being so patient and lovely.
Yeah.
By the way, start to finish, first contraction to when baby was born was about 45 minutes, no more than an hour for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, so
crazy.
It was a really, really fast birth. So the ambulance people came and finally after like an hour, but I really like that they took that time because one of the things that I wanted was delayed cord clamping, which we got because of just how things turned out. God answered my prayers beyond, guys.
Yeah, everything she wanted. It was just not in the way we imagined.
At all. So when the ambulance people finally arrived, they were so lovely. They were honestly two of the loveliest people I've met.
Yeah.
So there was a man and a woman. The man was a grandfather and he was just talking about his grandkids and things like that, and he just calmed the whole process.
Yeah.
And the woman was wonderful as well. In fact, she doesn't have, like, I asked her, do you have children? Because the way she held Zion, like, she looked at him with like the purest eyes and just was marveling at him. And then I was like, oh, do you have children? She said she doesn't. She said that she could never have children, but she has like nieces and nephews that she really loves. And like, it just touched my heart because like it helped me to it helped to make it real to me what God has just done in our lives, like giving us our second child and just a weight of who He is and what it means to receive a child into this world. And then also like it was just like helping me to realize that I just gave birth in my house. Because like it was crazy birth. Birth in my house. What? No one that we know anyway has ever been through such an experience. I don't know if you know any guys who've ever been part of the experience like you have.
Even the paramedics when they came, they said it like it's not common at all. Yeah, they're
like, wait, it's just the two of you? Yeah, it is. Hi. But anyway, we went to the hospital only because they couldn't send a community midwife out. They were really confident in that it was a very smooth birth, even though it was just at home. They wanted us to stay at home, but they didn't have enough staff. So went to the hospital, but thankfully did not have to stay in the mother and baby unit, which I was trying to avoid for dear life. The real OGs from the first birth know that I hated the mother and baby unit. So they put us in a water birth room. What are the odds?
Exactly what you wanted.
Exactly what I wanted. And I really wanted our own space, and that's what we got. And the midwives were just so lovely to us. They offered for me to take home the placenta, which I was like, that's a bit weird. But they did make a print of it for me, which looks amazing. We'll talk more about that when I speak about after birth, what happened next. But yeah, the birth was incredible.
Yeah.
In the strangest way.
It was really weird, but at the same
so
time,
positive.
Really, yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
I won't wish it upon anyone, that's the truth, but at the same time, it's almost like the best experience ever.
Yeah.
Because how many people can get to say they delivered their baby with their wife and that's it? Literally, it's just both.
Like, you were the first person to see our son.
Yeah.
Like, ever.
It was crazy.
Not like those doctors and nurses or whatever. You were the first person to actually receive him into this world.
It's amazing.
Which is incredible.
It's just I'm not gonna get tired of telling him. Literally, whenever he acts up. Whoa! I ain't taking over there.
He's so lovely. He's so reminiscent of Zoe because he's just sweet spirited,
really chill.
a wonderful little boy. And yeah, it's just great to have them both together. After this video, we are going to post when they first met, when the babies first met each other. Zoe was so excited. It was just a fantastic experience, all in all, even though it was really, really wild. And yeah, we're so grateful for it that we went through that experience together. I mean, it could have gone so many different ways. So yeah, I'm just so grateful to God for it, and it was a very positive birth. So I've made it, guys. I'm one of those people now who can say that I actually had a very positive birth experience, and it was great and painful.
But yeah, and thanks for all the love, guys. Yeah, we've got a lot of nice comments, both on YouTube and Instagram.
Yeah, to welcome baby.
Yeah, it's been very amazing. So thank you very much. And yeah, we're so happy to have this one.
Yeah.
And his big sister as well. It's gonna be a crazy journey from here, but we're excited and we can't wait. That's for sure.
It is, and we have vlogged from the early days when Zion came, and yeah, some bits more recently as well. So looking forward to sharing that with you. And yeah, so you guys can see how the babies are interacting and just how we're growing as a family.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's amazing things that God is doing here, and we're just so excited to see where He takes us to. So thanks so much for watching, guys.
Here's big sister Zoe. She really wanted to feature, so we thought we'll bring her.
She's just there yelling.
So yeah, thanks so much for watching. Okay, she's ready to go now. Thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, look out for more vlogs and content from us really, really soon. And make sure you like this video. We'll see you guys again soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.